Good evening and welcome to Side 21 and tonight's episode of The Jungles of Paldir. My name is Hunter Grundman and I will be serving as the Dungeon Master for this story, but we do have a wonderful table of players, so let's go ahead and introduce our players for this evening.
Hi, my name is Aaron Hammondtree, and I am playing Halibor Halrod, the Halfling Wizard.
Hi, I'm Goss. I'm playing Morga Stoneheart, the Goliath Paladin.
Hi, my name is Emily. I'm going to be playing Abigail, the Summer Elf Druid.
Hey, I'm Hunter Douglas, and I'll be playing Lethariel Brookmere, the half-wood elf bard.
Alrighty, you can find the VOD for this episode or any other episode of this series or any of our other series on YouTube at Side21TV. We're also on social media, Instagram, TikTok, and Blue Sky at Side21TV as well. Drop us a line. And without further ado, I believe that concludes our announcements for this evening, so let's go ahead and jump into tonight's episode of The Jungles of Paldir. Alrighty, where last we left off, our players found themselves in the belly, or the hull, if you will, of a wooden sailing ship making their way across the ocean towards the Isle of Paldir, the jungle island of mystery here in the southern sea in Faerun. After some character introductions, a little seasickness, the ship experienced a tragedy, a shipwreck, and our players were mostly knocked unconscious, some breathing in just straight ocean water, and being plunged into the black depths where they met the goddess Umberly, the chaotic goddess of the ocean, this force of nature, and this spirit of divine will spoke to them, saying, I am not too keen on what my brother is doing here. He is waging war across the land, but the effects and the blood is making its way into my waters, and I'm not cool with it. I know the mission you are on, and while I don't care for you as people or individuals, I would like you to take care of this. So she saved your lives from drowning in the ocean, and you all found yourselves in various states awakened on the southern tip of the island of Paldir. Abigail was the first to wake up, finding Halbor in a barrel, where they both proceeded to see Morga hanging tangled in a net from a nearby palm tree, and finally Lethariel kind of buried in a mound of seaweed with a flock of seagulls having their way with the seaweed over top of him. Nevertheless, you guys were all reunited and started to get your bearings, not knowing exactly where you were or how to proceed. You did find an opening that led into the jungle. After following the river for several miles over some tough ground, some hard travel conditions, eventually you found some tracks. Looked like they belonged to maybe a large humanoid of some kind. And picking up that trail, you made it a couple more hours and decided to set up camp for the night. Finding in your gear that you brought or perhaps were provided with some hammocks. So three of you strung up some hammocks and began to set up for the night's rest, while Halbor buried into the ground, making a small burrow for himself under the bush. And this is where we're going to pick up. You hear the faint sounds just kind of coming to a close of Lothariel playing music and the shifting of Morga's armor above. Abigail, you find yourself now slightly alone, feeling in the space. You know, your companions have gone to their rest, and you are here. What are you doing during your rest here?
I think as soon as she can tell there's like a lull and the rest of them are asleep, she kind of like softens a little bit, and she does get a little bit nostalgic for the Fae sounds and kind of energy around her. And she just kind of like takes that in and kind of goes down memory lane a little bit. And she's just enjoying kind of the quiet lull before they, like, she knows tomorrow they're going to wake up and it's going to be go. Like, they're really going to be into it. Right now, she gets just a little quiet moment in nature, and she's trying to soak up every last detail of that for now, knowing that might be a while till she gets calm again.
Right. And as you're soaking in these details and feeling this nostalgia of this unexpected kind of reunion with, you know, the natural elements at the very least of the Feywild here, make a perception check.
Seven.
With a 7, you're a little lost in it. I think, you know, like I said, the unexpected aspect here of the presence of the Fae in the space that just kind of reflects on your history and the blood that courses through your veins. It's kind of almost overwhelming, I think. You know, it is.
We have a D6. Bardic inspiration. Wait. Come on, 13.
Okay, 13, yeah.
Oh, yes.
So yeah, I'd say with a 13, it's a little better.
Okay,
you know, I don't think a 13 you're picking up like every sound, every twig that may be breaking in the distance or footstep of an animal. And yeah, I think that a lot of what you're picking up on here is memory and you know, reminiscing about the last time that you felt this energy and saw this plant life. Cool. However, your watch passes with no danger coming around. It's a fairly quiet night. You can hear the sound of small forest animals and crickets, and every now and then you hear the hoo hoo of like a bird, you know, yawning or something. But a safe watch for you. Who was next up?
I think I said I was second.
So Morga, you kind of feel the soft hand of Abigail on your shoulder.
So sorry, I feel like you just fell asleep.
It's okay. I was really uncomfortable anyways. And I'm gonna get out of my hammock and have some small talk with Abigail as we're changing shifts, have you? And just say, Abigail, are you okay?
Yeah, it's... I don't necessarily not like the Faerun. It's more so the people and the reason I can't go back. So being able to just be around the nature and not the people, pretty nice, even if it was a bit of a shock at first. But
That's fair.
also, taking the pauldrons off really helps with the hammock for further notice.
Oh, you know, good to know. I was wondering why I couldn't fit in my own hammock. But I will just say I'm not sure what you went through, but just know that you're a lot stronger than you think you are, and you're doing a great job.
Thank you. That means a lot.
Of course. Now go get some sleep. At least one of us needs to
Gladly.
get some.
It's true. We gotta keep the other two alive. And she's
And-
to
True.
roll over.
As Abigail drifts off, what's going through Morga's mind here now? As your watch starts, you find yourself here in this moment, kind of solitude in this peaceful kind of small clearing that you guys have found to make camp in. You hear the sounds of the forest.
She definitely the anxiety that she had at the very beginning, it still is there, but she's able to push through and trust her instincts and her gut of, knowing how to protect and knowing how to keep pushing forward. She does have a bit of worry deep down, not for the group, but having seen how, not I guess disturbed but upset Abigail was at sensing the Fae everywhere, just having like a perked ear, so to speak, of keeping an eye out of her new friends, but at the same time hearing sounds that she's never heard of before, having lived in the mountains only, just kind of at that and trying to take it all in and drown out the snoring in the background.
I think for a paladin such as yourself, it's, in moments like this, most moments, but especially in these quiet moments of reflection, you think to that which guides you, which provides, your the meaning of life, your moral compass to a degree. You think of the deity that you serve, and I will say paladins typically they carry a maybe a medallion or a piece of fabric, something that helps connect them to their deity. And I would ask in this moment, what does Morga carry with her that ties her to her god?
So her god is Helm, and what she has is a medallion that is kind of close to her hip, just like attaches to like a belt that like a pant belt, and she'll just continue to hold it and like rub it, because on top of it, while she's anxious, a little overwhelmed of what's next and having a horrible history of everything going wrong, she does want to prove everybody wrong, that she is capable of not just holding a family name, but at the same time serving her god in a way that she's stronger than what meets the eye.
As you hold this, you kind of it's second nature to you. It harkens to Halbor and his book, right? You have a spiritual, physical, habitual connection to this medallion at your waist. And as you think about your own history and now the opportunity provided to you here to protect the group of people around you, make a perception check for me.
Oh. I'm scared. Oh, 19.
A 19 is very good. I will say you pick up on something that Abigail did not. You can hear it's a sound on the edge of your ability to hear for distance. But you just catch it for a second, but you hear not the typical babble of the river that you've come to be used to after walking by this river for the past couple hours. You hear something else. It's a splashing in the water, and you feel like you hear just almost imperceptibly a low kind of sound. However, it doesn't seem that anything is approaching you. Again, these sounds are quite far off, and you think had you not, you felt really keyed in that moment, thinking about, touching your medallion and thinking about these new people around you.
I'm going to, if I can, is there a way to like, because she's in this state of reflection, to hone in on that sound and see if it's moving during the time of her watch? Like,
Yeah, I would say go ahead and make a survival check. I don't know what your modifiers are. I'll say you can do survival or you can do nature with disadvantage.
I'll do survival. You said disadvantage? Let's see.
No, survival is a straight roll. It would have been disadvantage if you'd done nature.
Oh, I got an 11.
You don't get the sense that it's coming any closer. The sound is certainly not getting louder.
She's going to let out a deep sigh, but still keep that sound in the back of her head of, I'm going to focus in on this. If I hear anything getting closer, knowing that I need to wake up the group, but still rubbing the medallion and more so praying that she proves to be much stronger in this adventure than she has been in the past.
And as you sit here and your reflection and prayer, the sound doesn't get any closer. And in fact, you after a few minutes, you don't hear it at all anymore. And you take your 2 or 3 hours and continue to reflect and pray and just be in this moment and really present, I think, in what lays ahead of you, empowered by what has happened to you and how it drives you. Who is the final watch?
I can.
I was gonna say, I don't believe we talked about it, but I said I would do it.
Morgan.
Rock, paper, scissors, shoot. No, check.
Morgan, you go down to the ground, knowing Halbor agreed to do third watch, and you kind of, bend down as much as you can without throwing your back out, and kind of whisper, and Halbor, you can hear the sound of someone trying to wake you up.
I would imagine it sounds like a rabbit coming out of their burrow, and you just hear like this scratching sound. First you see this stick pop out, and then another couple feet of the stick, and then me. And it's like, well done. Is it my turn?
It is your turn. I hope you got some sleep.
Plenty enough for the watch.
That's all you need. I will say, I just keep your eyes peeled. We're not sure where we are or what's out there, but just I'll be up there if you need me.
Will do. Take some rest, and I'll watch over.
She's gonna try to go back to sleep, forgetting to take off her armor again.
It's hilarious. Halbor, you climb up out of your burrow, as it were, exchange a few words with Morga, and you find yourself here, just a little bit in from the river, with the morning hours approaching here in just a few hours. But you find yourself in this kind of private moment here by the river as you hear the first sounds of like the most early rising of all the creatures here begin to, break up the silence a little bit. What's going on with Halbor?
As he's like standing there staring into the darkness, because he knows to make light would be to draw more attention to us. So I'm just standing there in the darkness listening. What's running through my head are like thoughts of home, of my sick family, that I managed to beat that sickness, and that's why I'm here. And then it's almost that like imaginary scrolls. You just see like all of the spells, all of the components. He's like listing the things in his eyes as he stares into the darkness, just trying to listen, thinking about keeping everybody safe and trying to make it home to the family, to good old mom and pop back at the shop.
I would like to have you make your perception check with disadvantage, please.
Absolutely fair.
And you're not having dark vision?
I don't have any dark vision. I agreed to it though. 13.
It's tough, right? You have a lot to learn. You have a lot to resolve, I think, within yourself and like what it is to be out in the world, even. And I think that you've spoken now a couple times to like how analytical and like compartmentalized your mind is, and how you've got like tabs open for everything, and you've got almost like what seems like a overwhelming amount of stuff going through your head all the time. And I think in this moment, you feel like you're watching out, but I think that you are very introspective right now. And luckily for you, it's a safe night regardless. As the sounds of the morning become a little bit more present, you guys can all take a long rest. For those of you that use some spells, I know nobody took damage. As the sun comes up here, re-illuminating the path here by the river that you're all on. The tracks, the humanoid tracks, still ever present, a little more dried out, but the space is pretty humid. You guys can kind of feel the moisture in the air, as it were. So if you guys remember during our session 0, I mentioned there was going to be a couple mechanics that I wasn't going to tell you about until the game. So this is going to be the first one. As you guys wake up, I would like all of you to roll a straight up D20 roll.
Oh, what? No bonuses?
No bonuses.
Really?
I'm rolling
Yui.
physical.
Oh yeah. Is that an option?
Okay.
I got a 5.
14.
A flat 10, like my third one this entire session already.
Okay.
19.
19. Okay. Give me 1 second here. That's that number plus this number is this number. Divided by 4 is this number.
What do you mean by that?
I think.
What do you
Which
mean by that?
it is. Congratulations, guys! You just completed your first "What's the weather today?" check, and it is very much I'm not going to tell you everything, but I will tell you that the average of all of your rolls right now was a 12, and the result of a 12 is that it is a beautiful day. It looks very much similar to what it looked like yesterday. And that's it for right now. So no bad weather. Those of you that have been in the world for more than a couple years know that, especially by the ocean, you get storms. Jungles are known for all their trees, which come from getting a lot of rain. So you never know what to expect as far as the weather. But today seems like a nice day. But yeah, you guys all wake up to this beautiful morning. And you guys kind of see Halbor standing close to the river, kind of looking seemingly lost in thought. What would you like to do, everyone?
As they study Halbor, you actually see he's got his book out now that his watch, he's heard people wake up and his watch is officially over. And from his book, he's his book is emanating a glow, and it's like passing through his body as he is readying his spells for the day. And you're watching, this is like his little ritual that he does between him and his book to gather which ones are prepared and which ones aren't.
But
But that's really all he's doing. It takes him a little bit of time to go through his book to do that. He's probably standing there 20 minutes. That you guys have seen.
Lothario kind of sits up in his hammock and like goes into one of his packs and just like kind of like unscrews a little thing and like rubs like a cloth in it, and then you see him just kind of like put it and like start like wiping his teeth, and then take a little water and like spit it out, just kind of. That wasn't the most comfortable sleep I've had, but it wasn't terrible.
Abigail would probably like stretch and sit up at that point, kind of like sit back on her arms and look at him. Once you're not scared of every noise happening. Quite comforting.
It's a lot better than a cell floor.
I think most things so.
I happen to disagree. The floor was very comfortable.
You made yourself a whole little bed and bush and breakfast.
She gets it.
Speaking of breakfast, does anybody have anything? I have some crackers. DM.
I actually wanted to look to see if I could find any familiar.
typically, when you make a character in D&D, you get to choose a variety of different packs, like adventure pack, dungeoneers pack, things of that nature. Typically, I think those all have rations in them.
Oh, yep, rations. There it is. Jerky, dried fruit. Okay, yeah. So I'll take out like a little dried fruit and some nuts, and kind of like put some, like lean down over to Bee's hammock and like kind of put some in her lap, and then like start eating some of my own.
Whereas you are preparing your spells, you kind of hear the sounds of them like starting to ruffle through their belongings and set up, rations for breakfast and things like that. You see jumping out of the water in front of you in the river, like the most beautiful, like rainbow trout, like fat rainbow trout you've ever seen. And you see like the like glisten off its scales, and it like almost like looks at you and then like lands back in the water.
My mouth is watering, but I also realize it's probably the same length I am. So I like turn on a dime and go scuttling back, and I'm like, Abigail, Morga, there's a beautiful fish in the river. If one of you could go catch it for us.
Morga doesn't know how to get out of a hammock, so she just falls out.
The ground shakes a little bit.
And she just looks up and shuffles herself back to normal and says, "Wait, what? A fish? That sounds delicious."
It was beautiful. I bet it would make a wonderful meal.
We do need our strength, especially if we're going to walk as far as we did again today, like we did yesterday. I mean, doesn't that sound nice?
More walking.
For you, for me, not for you. You get to relax.
One day I will be able to offer you a trade, I promise.
Just don't set my hair on fire and we got a deal.
I promise no hair will be lit on fire outside of potential combat. But
This
no
sounds
hair.
great.
Abigail and Lothario, you're watching one of the tallest people you've ever seen talking to one of the shortest people you've ever seen.
I'm like looking straight up, too. It's not like an angle. It's like straight up.
Neck pain for this adventure.
Yeah, I'm sadly used to it. I stare up at everybody. Thank goodness nobody has any beards, The amount of stuff stuck in beards that you don't think about. Huh. My character does not even enjoy the the thought of having facial hair. He's like pristine.
Lothario is pretty clean shaven as well.
I'm going to walk over towards the river a little bit and try to catch eyes on that fish that Habo was telling me about, and I don't know if I have a. You know what? Are there any like reeds, like river, like grass or anything near, like out of the water?
We're gonna call this a luck check. Roll a d20 for me. If you roll above a 10, or a 10, above a 10, that you will find a nice sturdy reed.
I got a 14.
Yeah. So
Yay.
you look kind of just to your right, kind of back from the direction that you're coming, and you can see these like thick. They look like they might be hollow, kind of like cattail, like kind of reeds coming out of the edge of the water, right at the bank.
Oh, sweet. I'm
Tall.
gonna.
They're like 7 feet tall.
Perfect for me. So I'm gonna grab one and try to make my own kind of like a fishing pole, so to speak.
Okay. So you've got the rod. What are we going to use? What's your idea for like making? You've got you've got a blanket that you could theoretically, I guess, maybe unravel like some fabric from that or something to use as a line. But so far you just kind of have the pole.
Use my hammock. I probably won't use it. I prefer sleeping on the ground.
It
And
could be
I
a
offer
back-
like the strings from the
It
hammock.
could be a backup hammock, but all right.
Who says we can't put it back together?
I trust the little one. I'm gonna. In my head, it was dumb, but it's not gonna make any.
Do it.
I'm gonna. Oh.
Go for it.
What you got?
How big is this fish? Is this like? Does it look strong?
It did, yeah.
Oh, well then that changes everything. What I'm going to do, actually, no. I'm going to take some of my hair, and I'm just gonna like pieces that are like just like flyaways, just kind of like sounds really stupid. Like yank it out and kind of braid it together to be like a line, and tie it onto the reed, and put like another piece of grass or something at the end to mimic a bait. And I'm gonna look over at Abigail and say, "Psst, come here," and hand it to her, and just say, "Hey, what I want you to do is hold this over the water, and when the fish comes by, I'm gonna try to jump on it and catch it."
I love
Okay.
that. I love it so much.
That's
I'm glad.
great.
I don't want to ruin a perfectly good hammock if we don't need to.
She's gonna take like one of the trinkets at like baubles out of her hair to be like the lure and kind of like affix it blade of grass so there's like something sparkly for the lure.
Okay, I want both of you guys. Either one of you can do this with advantage, or one of you can, or you can both roll, and we'll take the higher roll. But let's get a performance check to see how well between your blade of grass and your hair bobble, what kind of lure we're working with here.
You said performance?
Yes, please.
Oh,
Are we doing advantage, or you each taking a shot at it?
I got a 17.
Oh,
Oh, nice.
17 higher.
Yeah.
Okay, so
17's
yeah,
higher than mine.
you guys get you're working together on this. You get the hair bobble, you get the blade of grass. You're able to kind of like, it looks like something akin to like one of the knots like a sailor would know how to tie. Like it loops through and comes back and then circles around the outside and then loops through again. And yeah, by the end of it, you've got this hair bobble attached to some hair that has been braided together. and there's no hook on there or anything, but you're attempting to attract the fish to this, and then you're gonna jump on it, right?
I love it so much.
Jump and
Okay.
tackle and yank it out. That's the plan.
All right, so we and Abigail,
sure.
you're the one you're casting, and then you're gonna jump on the fish when it comes by.
Yeah.
Okay, so Abigail, you throw the line in. You guys see the little hair bobble with the grass kind of swaying back and forth as the current, eddies and jets around the rocks and the bank. And yeah, after a minute, this is a flowing river, so it's not the same fish. Like that fish is gone, but like there's a new rainbow trout that seems to be the kind of fish that are around this area, floating by, and you see it looks like he's just about to pass by, and then you see him kind of like look over. You see like this little glint in his eye as he starts, and this is beautifully clear water, and he begins to swim over, and he is. Hovering he's just about to reach where the lure is. So Morga, what are you doing?
If this works, I'm gonna laugh, but I'm going to try to like set myself up to almost like leap over it, or debating on the angle of the fish, just kind of reach down and try to grab it as best as I can, which I think that might be the better option, because otherwise I don't want to knock my head and pass out in the water. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to move my hand closer over the water, and then when I see it getting close enough, I'm going to try to grab it by its tail and yank it out of the water and just try to chuck it away from the water so it won't try to wiggle its way back in.
Okay. So this is going to be a pretty high DC to just grab a fish out of the water. But I need you to
Mr.
make.
Miyagi-san.
I think.
So good.
Let's see.
If this works.
I think I'm going to allow. I'm going to allow you to use your athletics for this.
That's very nice of you. Thank you. I just now realized we probably could have used one of the nets that we had. It's fine. All right.
That was on my head.
I got a 25.
With-
20 plus 5.
A nat 20.
Let's
No
go.
way. We're all eating tonight. Sorry.
And you guys all witness this. You
Oh my
watch
Lord.
this. There's this like super tense, like dialed in moment where everybody's eyes are like focused on the lure, kind of like bobbing and like swaying in the water. And then all of a sudden the fish swims up, and you just see Morga like almost practically like I don't know, like a ninja or something, like whip her hand in the water. It's barely perceptible to the human eye, the movement that she makes in this moment, as before you even kind of recognize that she's reached in there, she's already got the fish out, and you see it just kind of flapping on the bank in the dirt.
I'm just going to look at everybody with like this face of like, no way. And I'm going to pick it up, not letting go at all, and look at everyone saying, who's hungry?
What a magnificent feat of athleticism.
It was a team
I guess
effort, actually.
I guess a bear is the most experienced fisherman.
That's true.
I'm
That
gonna.
was.
You'll-
I'm like,
Yeah, you'll see Lothario like looking also like quite surprised, and then like quickly tries to like compose himself. I'm like, that was quite impressive, actually.
Are you still wearing your mask?
I am.
I'm gonna. Oh, go ahead.
Abigail is just gonna at this point now like kind of leave them to cook the fish, and she wants to try and find some like fresh fruit or like edible like things that she would kind of recognize from around this like area. If she
Okay, yeah,
can,
make a
or at least
make a
try.
survival check to try and forage for some nearby fruits and veggies.
You mind if I join you?
Never mind, I don't wanna. Yeah, you do it. You do it.
Roll with advantage.
Yeah, you
Lothario.
got it. Oh, roll advantage? Okay, let's see. Survival, you said? Okay, that's one kind of roll. And that's different. 11.
Uh-huh.
With an 11, I'll say you guys don't find too much. I'll say you do find a pineapple tree, but the tree itself is like on its last leg, and it seems that it's got like this twig that's just like bowed down because it's just barely hanging on with this big fat pineapple hanging from the end of it. Every other branch on the tree is dead, but you're able to find one good pineapple. And as you pull the pineapple down off the tree, you can hear like there's the trunk of the tree just cracks and it almost like turns into dust in front of you.
All right. I was guessing Fey banana, but I guess pineapple's good too.
Yeah, that works. Can I look around and see if there's any like recently going bad, maybe like pineapples around, like not like absolute brown mush, but like any like that are like kind of going bad. And my thought is for like with my background, I have brewer tools in my pack as well.
Oh,
and so I'm just thinking like maybe I can find some fruits for that.
Make a investigation check specifically for like any that like seem like they'd fit the bill for your like brewery.
Okay.
I'm still just in shock over the fish.
A 13.
Didn't think it'd work.
Yeah, I'll say you find a couple that it's not enough to like you think make like a whole batch, but you find a couple that like you could probably do like a really small batch with or save to maybe use in the future.
Okay. I'll take those and kind of just
probably a pretty limited time on how long they'll be good to do that with, but
yeah, I'll take those and kind
I think if you want to like ferment them, yeah, you could find like a container or something.
Yeah, for now I'll just like kind of fold it into like some leaves and then like a cloth around it and then like set it in like a pocket of my pack that has nothing else in it.
Okay.
And I'm probably just taking like the bits of the pieces I can, not like 2 whole full rotting pineapples, you know what I mean? But just enough that would like fit in the pack. Well, should we go back?
Yes, I think it's time for quite an elaborate breakfast for the middle of fucking nowhere.
Do we have to go back?
Unless you'd like to try and do it ourselves, I highly recommend against it.
Well, that does sound worse. Alright. Start walking back.
That would have been a thought for before we got on the boat, love. Not after.
I've been thinking about it. Head back to camp.
Yeah.
Cool. Yeah. Halbor and Morga, you see them return with a beautiful pineapple and a smell.
Shit.
Did you know that a pineapple's acidity means it eats you while you eat it?
That's quite disturbing.
Morgan's just gonna look at him. Morgan's just gonna look and go. Go back to cooking the fish because she doesn't know what to do.
Oh,
That's
no.
really nice.
I have been waiting so long to share a fun fact.
Well, should we keep following these footprints today? I don't see any other course of action.
We could walk and eat.
Well, we had slight coordinates for where we were supposed to go once we got on the island. I think it was supposed to be the... Oh.
So,
Table Emily knows, but in table Emily does not.
So the only information you really got at all was that the only like directional or guide information about where you maybe could go, and all that you got was this is the wrong page. Was that the only information known about the island of Paldir is that it's the likely location of the fabled pirate stronghold of Raventide Keep. The stronghold is believed to be somewhere on the northwestern side of the island. So that is a maybe, and it is a it's not necessarily, as far as you guys know, connected to what you're doing in any way. You know that's where a pirate stronghold is. That's about it.
I just remember us being given some sort of direction, but that's not the direction we need to go in. Never mind.
You did not
Yes.
get really any direction. We know there's a temple on this island because Mistra told us, and that's where you guys gotta find it, basically.
Okay, so yeah,
Good
none of
luck.
that happened. Never mind. Sure, we're tracks. Yes, I agree with you, Letty. Tracks.
All right.
Are any of you potentially good with maps? I have all the writing tools we might need. We could try to map out what we know of this island, but I am not proficient in cartographer's tools.
Shucks, that was last character. That was a cartographer, not Abby. Although she mostly stabbed people with cartographer's tools, but never mind.
Well, I figured I would mention it. No need to let planned travel go to waste, but c'est la vie. Does French exist? Who knows?
It's halfling.
It's halfling. There you go.
Yeah.
I'm gonna kneel down again and pat my shoulder, just instinctly knowing that Halvor knows exactly what to do.
Yep.
And in the process of the getting out of the hammock and everything, switching to her shield and longsword, just having that on her to go through. Up.
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 Thank you again. I do appreciate this.
Oh,
And
of course.
I climb up.
I love it. She's gonna stand back up and get herself together and look at everyone saying, "Shall we?"
Yes, let's.
Yes.
Alrighty,
start.
with Halrod atop your shoulders, Morga and Abigail and Lothariel continue down the jungle path, following the large humanoid tracks in the ground discovered on a natural 20 survival check. As you guys continue to move along the river, again, this path, it wanders into the jungle a little bit, wanders back closer to the shore. It's not a straight line by any means. And as you guys have been walking now for maybe another 30 to 45 minutes following these tracks, you see something a little different. The monotony of the dark brown or dark black soil with the brown roots, the mossy rocks and things kind of gets broken up a little bit, and you see a space in which kind of a stretch of ground that is mostly sand in front of you. And as you guys kind of come to a bit of a stop here, as you see the terrain changing in a little bit.
Gonna look down and go, "I don't like this sand."
Sand generally is pretty unfavorable.
It does look different, though.
And why is there so much of it here, so far away from the actual ocean?
It is a
That's
bit curious, isn't it?
Let's take a look around and see if there's any possible architecture or anything that could look like man-made in as far as pathing or building.
Make a perception check, or if you want it super specific to looking for structures and stuff, then do investigation. If you just want to make a general perception check and see what you can see, that's perception.
I think general, just because I was kind of thinking, I'm just kind of if I know that we're supposed to find a temple with some kind of thing in it, that we're the sword or whatever that we're going to bring back, I'm looking out for anything that's in this jungle that might be man-made. So just
Gotcha.
kind of
Yeah, for sure, Mike.
Okay, dirty 20.
Nice.
With a dirty 20, yeah, you're looking around. It looks pretty structure free as far as you can see. You can hear the river still kind of babbling in the background. That's a little further towards where you were coming from, and you just see this. It's only remarkable because it changed, right? Like it was a very kind of continual kind of ground, and then all of a sudden it wasn't. Nothing else really going on here.
Well, shall we keep going?
See why not?
Make a note mentally and keep it moving.
I just look at Morga and I'm like, up to you.
I'm just gonna when I hear that, I'm just gonna casually just like turn my head just off to the side, be like, "There's no other choice." like talking to a parrot on their shoulder, and just continue walking forward, just making sure that her weapon and her shield are very tightly grasped, just for anything.
Yeah, absolutely. You've got a tight grip on your shield, on one, kind of a hand resting at your waist on the hilt of your sword, and this, new friend riding on your shoulder. As you begin to step across the sand, I need you to make a dexterity saving throw, Morga.
Oh, God, dude.
I'm so scared. Okay.
Scared for you?
I got a nat 1.
That's like your third one tonight.
Where was the 20 from like ago?
With a natural 1, the three of you are kind of watching, or really the two of you, Abigail and Lothario, you're watching Morga with Halbor and Toe kind of begin to step out onto this sandy kind of patch, and she takes like a few steps back, and you guys are getting ready to just kind of shrug your shoulders and follow along. But I think what you kind of both notice is as she's starting to make her way across this sand, it looks like she's getting like shorter. But it's weird, right? Because she's not getting shorter, but the bottoms of her feet are no longer visible as you feel yourself begin to start sinking down into this sand. I will say on a natural 1, you get about almost knee deep in the sand before you even notice that you're sinking into it. What are you doing, Morga?
Wow. What I'm gonna do first is I'm going to try not to panic. And I'm gonna turn my head a little bit to Halbor and just say, I think it's best if you jump off. Hoping to save him first so that he's not in the same position that I'm in.
Okay.
And knowing not to move too quickly, calling back and to my friends behind me saying, is it just me? Or does everything seem a bit shorter? I can't see the same way, and half my body's going into the sand, and I'd help me. I'm
you guys
scared.
are watching this, and about halfway through this line that she's saying to you guys, you witness this like it's got the yellow, black, and red bands pattern following down the length of its skinny little body as you see a snake head pop its head out of the top of the sand, strike at Morga's thigh, but rather than biting her, he wraps around and she begins to sink even faster into the quicksand. What is everybody doing?
Oh, this is bad.
I hate snakes.
Can I be?
I just look at Morga and I go, do I have permission to potentially let you on fire?
It's just hair.
Wait.
I have like one
wait.
And that's me asking for permission.
I have something that won't set her on fire. I have a.
She's about waist deep now.
Yeah, it's. I don't know if that's gonna work. It's infestation, and if they fail to save, then they get pushed 5 feet. in a random direction, but I don't know if she's too far in for that to help or not. No, I just
Yeah,
figured
you don't think that's gonna pull her out.
How far is she into the sand from the edge?
She's just a few feet from the edge, and she's about waist deep now, which I think is something like 4 feet deep into the sand.
Would I be able to use mold earth to try to push some of the sand away from her?
You can certainly try.
I'm gonna kind of.
It's a cantrip, but I want to give it a shot and just be like, I'm not leaving you here to sink, and I want to try to use mold earth to push.
I want to also
just
like
says-
reach out my
I
flute.
can excavate it, and it's a 5-foot cube. But it does say dirt or stone, which is the sand.
Roll out just a Arcana check for me, Halbor. Go ahead, HD.
I was gonna say I'm gonna like reach, kind of like take my my flute out and kind of reach it out, and say, "Grab on, B, give me a hand," and I'll try to see if I can help with the effort of like pulling her out of the.
Okay, so while you're checking on Arcana, what I'm gonna do with you is a contested strength roll. You're gonna be trying to like pull with your flute against the snakes who are trying to drag her in to the sand.
Fuck.
Go ahead and roll a strength check for me, please.
Can I give him advantage on that if I'm helping?
Yes.
Ooh.
Okay. Straight strength.
Yeah, you've got your flute, and then Abigail is pulling your other arm.
Crack your shoulders real good, you know?
2.
You only had to beat a 9. Unfortunately, she begins to sink just a little bit further, and your flute, she's like starting to pull you in. You're thinking, maybe I need to let go of this flute.
Wait, with advantage? You got a 2?
Oh no. I'm sorry. I only
Oh,
rolled
you
once.
didn't roll with advantage.
16. Oh god.
Okay, with a 16,
I don't know what I was thinking. I was panicked.
you have beat the strength score of the snake, so you're slowly gaining ground as she is slowly starting to come out. However, you do see nothing's happened with it yet, but another snake's head comes out of the sand. On your mold earth,
I rolled a 4.
it's on your Arcana. I will say that is above what I was looking for on that. What's your modifier on Arcana? So you rolled a. Okay,
I rolled
so
a
you
9.
rolled a 9. Yeah, I just don't. I don't know if it's meant to work on sand. It's very. I don't know why it would say specifically dirt or stone.
That's why I had to ask, because it's so specifically worded. But what is sand if not tiny stones?
Dirt and stones mixed together.
I,
Just like you
I-
said, it's silt and it's good soil. Well, this
Okay,
is mixed
yeah.
in, but you did
I think
previously mention that.
I think I'm gonna allow this because I think if you can move stone and dirt, like why the hell can I not move sand, right? So yeah, you are able to excavate around her. Why don't you tell me exactly what it looks like? I'm gonna give you the ability to use that spell for this purpose, but you tell me what it looks like.
So it looks almost like there's a small wave. You see he's like frantically flipping through his book, the magic fingers kick up, and he like glows this like weird blue brown, and it like flows down into you. And then from you, just this little wave of earth tries to like push like from both sides out from your legs.
Oh, sick.
And it just makes like 2 little mounds on either side, because it does no damage, so it doesn't like push the snakes or anything, but it just goes whoop and like makes 2 little sand piles on either side of you.
So this all
And I'm
kind of
pulling.
happens really quickly, right? Yeah, and you guys are pulling, right? Abigail, you've got Lothariel's like left arm, his right arm is holding the flute, stretching out over the quicksand, and Morga's got like his wrist and the flute like in her hands, and you guys are pulling, right? You had to beat the skill and strength of these snakes that are like born to do this, and as you guys are pulling, all of a sudden the tension is released as Halbor removes the dirt from the area, and you both go falling backwards as the force is released from the dirt or the sand that's all around her, and you come kind of not flying out because you're a little bit bigger than them, but you come pretty solidly out with the force of the momentum that pulls them out there, or that they're exerting to pull you out.
Oh my god.
You see
I'm
the
going-
snakes kind of hiss and slither back into the sand.
Abigail's gonna scold them. Abigail's immediately gonna turn around to them and be like, dare you? That is not what we do. There's plenty of food sources around here. You are gluttons. Chose the largest thing you could see, and just scold them until they slither away.
Are you casting Speak with Animals?
Yeah, I mean, realistically, it's a ritual, so it would have taken.
I see. So you're just scolding them in English.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, they look
I'd
at
say,
you and
I'd
they.
say at least like Sylvan, like Faye. I'd probably yell at them.
Okay. They look up at you and they kind of, if you could perceive a snake narrowing its eyes, they just kind of both flick their tongues at you, and you can see the outline of their bodies starting to like move away before they get fully submerged and disappear completely.
I'm gonna.
You all right?
She has no words. She just picks up her shield and her longsword and just did I mention I really don't like sand? And just look at the three of them and just say, thank you so much. I don't know what just happened, but we should not do that. Thank you, but
Agreed.
I will protect you with my life.
Well, you must be
you
more careful.
already are my legs, so I must take care of you for the safety given.
That's true. That was some quick thinking there. And thank you both for risking not only just your bodies, but your musical instrument just to help me.
Kind of like polishing the flute as I'm like putting it back. She's
She's gonna kneel back down and go. Continue.
Climb up. Yeah.
Yeah, there you go.
You really must be more careful. If you die, I could die, and she could die. I guess he could die too.
Oh, thank you. I appreciate the
we're
care.
all in this together in a less morbid fashion.
And then,
Well, we've also. Oh, sorry. I was gonna say.
I was
we've
gonna say,
learned
as Lothario like says, like you really must be more careful. You kind of see him like kind of like stew on those words himself a little bit before I like kind of turn and just like keep kind of body gesture for us to keep moving.
around the sand, let's say.
Of course.
Yeah, don't touch the sand. That
Yeah, you guys are able to kind of cut back a little closer towards the river, not take and kind of circumvent the section of the sand is, and you can see like the small path seems to pick back up on the other side of where the sand is at. You guys continue to walk following these tracks for, let's say, about another 30 minutes to an hour before you start to hear some things. You're getting back here close to the river. The sound of the water begins to pick up, and you hear another sound accompanied by the sound of the water. It seems to be just around the next bend. Morga, this sounds very similar to the soft, low growling sound that you heard previously the previous evening. And you guys hear this sound. What is everybody doing?
I'm gonna look up at Halvor and just say, I really hope that's just your stomach.
I kind of do that sad nod of the, nay, it's not me.
Be on God.
As you guys are hearing the sound and you start to say, what was that? I hope it's your stomach. You hear another sound coming from the same direction, and you say, it sounds like, whoa, whoa, whoa.
Like a person?
You don't know? It sounded like a voice. It did not sound like it sounded like somebody used language.
Somebody's up there.
Yeah. That sounds like an attack, an animal attack, maybe.
If it's an animal attack, we don't have very long before that's somebody there that's food.
Back up.
I'm
Get
gonna
away.
rush up to like the corner of the bend to kind of take a peek and see what I can see more of.
Indeed, and as you kind of, there's like a big kind of boulder, and there's like some very lush, like round leaved, like almost like lily pad like plants, but they're not on the surface of the water. They're growing out, and they're really big, kind of adjacent to like these trees and rocks. So you are able to get like a really good kind of place to peek where you can't be seen, and you look out from that, and you see.
Dun, 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 dun.
Oh, the
First
first
map. Let's go.
You see
shit.
what looks to be a large humanoid creature standing on top of a boulder, and there look to be 4 large kind of reptilian-looking creatures surrounding him, and you hear one of them kind of open its jaws as they have this growling noise. And let's do this really quick. That is a 19 on the die. You see this figure look out, and as hidden as you thought you were, he looks over there and he goes, "Who's back there? Help!"
I would just have to look at Morga and be, do we go?
I'm just gonna kind of nudge down. Well, hang on. Where are we?
You guys are over.
Right here?
Off
We
to
would
the
be, like, over
side,
here.
yeah.
Okay, so we're not.
Yep.
Okay, so what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna lean down a little bit and nudge Halvor to kind of jump off, and I'm going to ready my shield and my longsword and just look at everyone and say, I don't know about you, but if that was me in that situation, I'd want some help. I think we should help them.
I'm gonna hop out from behind the little tree right there and take out my
Terrifying
flute.
crocodile noises ensue.
Yeah, I'm gonna take out my my flute, and I do this little like trill, and then it like ends in like a really sharp shrill like sound, and I'm going to with that cast Dissonant Whispers on this closest crocodile. Wait, is that 60 feet?
These are length map accurate maps.
I'll take a
that
step up
is
then.
60. Okay, yeah, you can step up here. So
Or
you kind
I'll
of peek
step
your
up to
head
this,
around
like,
the rock.
like this rock area and just kind of like lean up against it behind it.
We'll say that's where you were hiding, and everybody else is just kind of right behind you.
Okay.
Here. Okay. Describe the spell.
So I do the little shrill note like and it kind of just like there's like almost kind of like some sparks that kind of like frill out of like the end of the flute on the opposite end of the mouthpiece, and I suppose if it works or not, we'll see. It is a wisdom 13 save for this crocodile.
Okay.
Hopefully the crocodile
Let's
isn't
see.
wise.
He rolls a 16 on the die
Dang it.
Oh my gosh.
with a +0.
It is a wise crocodile.
It is.
Does anything else happen for us?
It takes half damage on a successful save.
Okay. What is the damage on that?
It is, let's see, 3d6 psychic, so 8, so take 4 psychic damage.
4 psychic. All right, perfect. You guys see Lothario step up to this rock, and what is it? Did you describe exactly what it looked like? I'm sorry.
No, it's okay. I described the first part where it's like the little spark coming out and the trill and everything, but if it lands, I would say like it kind of like you see like around the like helm, or not helm, sorry, the head of the crocodile, some of those like sparks also kind of manifest, and then I guess it would kind of wince in pain or something.
Okay, yeah, so you guys see this crocodile. It's got its mouth open. It's got its first foot up on this boulder as they're beginning to close in on this primate-looking humanoid creature in front of you. All of a sudden, that one that's closest to you, you see its jaw kind of snap shut, not biting out towards the creature, but just like snap shut. You see these sparks kind of surround its head as it begins to shake his head, and you hear the creature on top of the boulder go, huh? And then the crocodile kind of turns around and looks back at you, and you hear that growling sound one more time as its teeth are kind of dripping with like a thick saliva mixed with river water as it's now looking back in the direction at all of you. And that is where we're going to pick up next time.
Oh,
So we'll start session 3 with some combat, and we'll find out who this humanoid primate-looking creature on the boulder that is speaking what sounds like common. So yeah, we'll find out what's going on there as we make our way further into this jungle and maybe meet our first point of connection.
Yeah.
Enlightened Rolla
nice.
is the best thing this island could have given us.
oh no, that's so cool.
Alrighty, thank you so much for watching tonight's episode of the Jungles of Paldir. We hope you have a wonderful rest of your night. Check us out on social media at Side21TV, and we will see you next time.